Nzinga Knight is a devout Muslim. She's also a fashion designer featured on this season's Project Runway. Apart from wearing hijab, the traditional headscarf in Islam, she's not what you would expect of a typical Muslim woman. But Knight is a lifelong follower of Islam.
The more that I practice my religion, the more enriching it is for my life.
She says that her faith and her fashion serve to empower women.
God is beautiful and God loves beauty. That is something that we know from Islam. The beauty that's inside of you should be able to radiate out. Any opportunity to get dressed up, I'm taking it.
Knight is part of the Mipsters.
Mipsters is a cool group of Muslims. It stands for like Muslim hipsters. It's like cool, artsy, edgy, cool Muslim. And now I'm going to the Mipsters tea party.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Women are a large part of the Mipster group, which now has hundreds of loosely affiliated young Muslim members across the United States. They range from fashion designers like Knight to musicians like Omnia Hegezi. No less devout, but in her own way.
I don't believe the hijab is mandatory. The verse in the Quran that refers to veiling tells a Muslim to draw the veil over the bosom, not the head.
For Hegezi, Islam is a social movement, and she calls herself a progressive Muslim.
A progressive Muslim tries to go back to Islam's egalitarian roots. So technically, we were told to read for ourselves. Thank you.
Hegezi and female Mipsters say Islam empowers women, that politics and not religion are at fault when it comes to how countries like Saudi Arabia treat women. So far, many women's rights activists have insisted that it's Islamic doctrine that's to blame.
When people say Islam is bad for women, it's when they're looking at the worst parts, well, the worst examples of Muslims and the way that they behave. A person can also come to America and say, America is bad for women. A lot of times you look at TV or magazines, and oftentimes it looks like women are being degraded. This is in our American culture, you know.
A recent Pew study shows that the Muslim population of America tends to be younger than the national average, which means that the Mipsters could be here to stay. Inez Novacic, CBS News. Hegezi and female Mipsters say Islam empowers women, that politics and not religion are at fault when it comes to how countries like Saudi Arabia treat women. So far, many women's rights activists have insisted that it's Islamic doctrine that's to blame. A recent Pew study shows that the Muslim population of America tends to be younger than the national average, which means that the Mipsters could be here to stay. Ratchet, CBS News.